Okay, let's see. Yeah, give it a few more minutes. Why don't you all send a reminder text to your friends, family, let them know that we are about to start. So, folks, my name is CHITVAN MALIK, and it is a great honor for me today to join you all. I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I am filling in for Gagan today. So Gagan and I go back a long, long, long ways. I've known Gagan since she was 8 or 9 years old. That's how long we go back. So I'm not going to date us, and I'm not going to tell you how long ago that was. But so yeah, we've known each other since we were 8 or 9 years old. And it's been really fun to kind of remain connected and see what each other have been up to over these last few decades. And recently on December, actually it was in November, recently in November of 2025, I reached out to Gagan and we kind of checked in with each other. And Gagan told me what she was involved with. And I couldn't believe, just like many of you who are on the call today, I thought, oh my goodness, that sounds too good to be true. But Gagan kept answering all my questions for a whole month. I kept literally interrogating her. Almost every day we spoke, and I would kind of keep asking her all my questions. And one by one, as you all know, Gagan, so patiently, she kind of answered all my questions, cleared my doubts. And because we go back such a long way, I just jumped in with both my feet and I came in, and it was all because of trust and because I completely trusted Gagan. And and she had done all the hard work. So thank you, Gagan. She had done all the hard work for a year. And all the people who joined in 2024, we really need to thank them. A huge, huge thanks to everybody. Is there anybody on the call today who joined in 2024? Then a big thank you to all of you, because it was because of you all and all of what you all jumped in and your courage that now you've opened this path for all of us. So I just wanted to do a shout out for everybody who started in 2024 or even in early 2025, because you have made it a lot easier for us. And so I started my journey specifically on December 4th, 2025. And tomorrow on February 4th, it'll be 2 months for me. And I am level 2 and currently working on the third signal. So now let's just get started. A big, huge welcome to all the team members who are on, and an extra special welcome to all our guests that are on today. So if you're a guest, please give me a thumbs up. Like to know if you've got any guests on, and if you're joining from anywhere outside the United States, we'd love to know that too, where you're joining us from. Great to hear that. So let's get started. So I'm going to share my slides now. Actually, these are the wonderful slides that Gagan has prepared for us. And just let me know if you can see my slides. Okay, so let's get started. So again, my name is CHITVAN MALIK, and I live in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I'm so excited to be a BG member, just like many of you who are on the call today. BG is the world's largest hedge fund in terms of number of people that are part of BG. So right now, currently, there are more than 500,000 people that are involved with BG. And with BG, it is possible to double your investment in under 60 days. So personally for me, I actually doubled it in 40 days. So that was really exciting. But BG likes to um, under promise and over deliver. And so officially, we say double your investment in under 60 days. So this is an amazing system. And BG is registered as an investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission of the US. So that is really impressive. Before I continue or share anything else, I actually love reading this disclaimer. So I'm going to read it really carefully. And please make sure that you pay attention to this. This presentation is for educational purposes only. It is not financial advice, enticement, or a guarantee of results. Results in the BG investment project are based on your efforts, determination, and focus, and following the instructions and guidance of Professor Stephen Beard for the trading signals. BG is a Web3 trading project on DSJ Exchange that requires crypto to participate. Today's presentation is not investment advice. I am not an investment advisor. This is not an offer or a solicitation for the purchase of sale of investments. Past performance is not indicative of future results. The cryptocurrency market is highly volatile, as I'm sure many of you know that, and involves a high amount of risk in which you may lose some or all of your invested funds. You should not invest with funds that you cannot afford to lose. So with that, let's get started. BG Wealth Sharing, and the motto of BG Wealth Sharing is win, win, win. So who is ready to win, win, win? So this is not just win, win, but win, win, win. And what does that mean? So there are three parties in this project, and the very first party is BG Wealth Sharing. And BG is, and as I mentioned, BG is registered as an investment advisor. So I'm not an investment advisor, but BG is an advisor. And the second win stands for DSJ Exchange. And that is where we actually do our trading. So BG Wealth Sharing shares advice, gives advice to us and gives us a code, but then it's up to us to use that code and use that information and knowledge and log on to the DSJ exchange, which is a private exchange. And then we copy and paste the code over there. And that's how the trading takes place. And who is the third win? That is us. So all of us, the investors, make up the third win. So this project is absolutely incredible. It's been 2 months, and I am just so excited to be involved in this. And I'm so excited that my sponsor, Gagan, shared this incredible opportunity with me. So, BG Wealth Sharing, they actually give us the code or the trading signals, and these trading signals have a 99.6% accuracy. And the DSJ Exchange and BG Wealth Sharing have a commitment, and BG Wealth Sharing guarantees our fund safety and profit. BG Wealth Sharing signed this commitment letter with DSJ Exchange in effective in April 2025, and it's until August 19th, 2034. So they signed this commitment letter to work together, and we get to experience the win-win-win. So DSJ Exchange is a private exchange. It is compliant and legal. And what's so impressive is that DSJ Exchange holds registrations and business certificates in more than 30 countries and regions around the world. They have the following: the Australian Securities and Investment Commission registration, the Monetary Authority of Singapore, the Dubai Financial Services Authority, the Bahamas Central Bank registration, and very important for those of us who are in the US, they also are registered with the US Securities and Exchange Commission and FinCEN, which stands for the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. So DSJ Exchange is registered with all these parties. And so here on the right, you can see some of the certificates. You can take a screenshot if you want, of the certificates, but they're also available to you. Just reach out to your sponsor and they'll share those certificates with you. So, BG Wealth Investors is a very generous company. And the way it works is that as soon as you sign up, your sponsor sends you their referral link. So you use their referral link and sign up. As soon as you sign up on DSJ Exchange and create your own account, BG Wealth gives you welcome rewards. So if you sign up with less than 500 USDT, so all the trading is done in USDT, and that also stands for Tether. And USDT is a stable coin, so our funds are kept in this stable form in USDT, and which is really great because if you've been watching the market currently, you definitely don't want your funds in Bitcoin right now or other crypto. So it's in USDT, and that's what we put into the DSG exchange. And if your initial deposit is less than 500 USDT, supposing you come in with 300 USDT, in order to have a qualified account, the minimum is 300 USDT. So supposing you come in with 300 USDT, the referrer and the new member receive a 5% reward, but they don't receive any bonus signals. However, if the deposit is $500, then it's the 5% reward for the referrer, 5% reward for the new member, but both also get 6 bonus signals each. And so that just gives you another option to quickly increase your trading amount. But if the new member starts with $1,000 and above, then the referrer earns 10% rewards and receives 12% bonus signals if it's their very first member in the month. So if somebody today it's February 3rd, it's kind of beginning of February, and if somebody somebody comes in today, and if they are your first person this month, then you would get 12 bonus signals. But if they were your second person this month coming in with $1,000 or more, then you would actually receive 16 bonus signals on the second person in the month that you bring in to DSG Exchange. So the new member earns 5% rewards and 6% bonus signals. That part remains the same. So here's an example. So if somebody came in with 500 USDT, the referrer bonus would be 25 USDT. The new member rewards would be 25 USDT. And there would be $5 bonus signals on a total of 6 signals. So on 6 times, you'll be able to trade on a $5 bonus signal. Now, if the person comes in with $1,000, then the referrer gets $100 this time. They get a 10% reward. And the new member gets a 5% reward. So that's 50 USDT. And the bonus signals will be on a $10 value. So the new member will get 6 signals and the sponsor will get 12 signals. And if it's their second person in the month, then they would get 16 signals. So what is the mission and vision of BG Wealth Sharing? So here is a picture of Professor Stephen Beard. He is 40 years young. He recently in December turned 40, and he founded BG in 2018. And then BG signed a 10-year in partnership with DSG Exchange in 2022 to enhance verified retail investors and bring verified retail investors into DSG Exchange. So that's the win-win part. And he combines his academic insights. He has a PhD in finance, and he has a multi-million-dollar AI algorithm device. So together combined with human judgment and with AI signals and just also watching the market, uh, Dr. Stephen Beard and BG Wealth Sharing provides us with these incredible codes. So he has a strong record in mentoring leaders. I've been really enjoying my communication with Dr. Beard. He you on Bond Chat, which is a private server, you get a chance to have conversations with him and receive mentoring from Professor Beard. And that's been really a wonderful experience for me. So, as of January 2026, BG now operates in over 100 countries and has 500,000 members. So, just to share with you, in 2024, in the United States, there were 3,000 members. And of course, there were more in the rest of the world. But in 2025, from 3,000, it went to 86,000 members just in the US. And worldwide, in January, BG has 500,000 members. So this is extremely impressive, and it is growing every day like wildfire. And very good reason for that. So BG Wealth Sharing is currently strategizing for expansion in the US and aims to establish its headquarters in Colorado later this year. So this is very exciting because that will make us grow here in the US even faster. So the vision of BG Wealth Sharing, BG actually stands for Baird Group officially. But Dr. Baird's philosophy is really all around being and presence and growth, how to achieve sustainable, continuous growth, just slow and steady and very focused, kind of, not doing any wild and crazy things. This part is very important for Professor Baird. The core concept is our own energy, our own attitude. How do we remain in the present moment and very calmly and collectedly, we proceed forward and focus on our growth and learning. So it is extremely important. If you would like to achieve success, is to remain coachable. So no matter what your past background is, so I was in that situation. I come from, a totally different industry, but this was brand new to me. And so I was completely coachable. And that is really the key to success, is to just let go of everything that you knew before and be willing to start again and learn again. And then you will be greatly successful. So BG Wealth Sharing wants to be there for the long term. This word long term is something that is used over and over again every day. This is not a fly by night, short term little thing that disappears in a few months. This is really here for the long term. And I am so proud to be a team member and investor with BG Wealth Sharing. So the way, also very important to mention the BG community rules. And that is, again, I already mentioned this, is to be willing to learn, be willing to learn the core philosophies and do the right thing. Appreciate your teammates, collaborate. And of course, what's most important is keep an attitude of gratitude. I just love that little mantra. It's for me, it's like an attitude of gratitude. And if you keep that, you will really enjoy this journey. And it's super easy. Anybody can do it. It doesn't matter what of course, you need to be 18, above 18 years of age, need to be an adult. So 18, but an upward, I have somebody on my team that's in their mid 80s who's also doing this, and somebody in their 90s who's doing this trading. So the age doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your background is, as long as you can follow instructions, copy the code, and paste and confirm, you will be able to do it. So this is very easy. You don't need to have a background in investment. My background is not in investing. I come from a background of education and health and wellness. So this was completely new to me, and I'm enjoying it very much. So there are many meetings that take place on a private server called Bond Chat. And so managers, especially who are level 1 and above, are encouraged. Now, it's not essential and necessary because we are all adults. But we are encouraged to participate. And frankly, the more I've been participating in the meetings, I've been learning so much more faster, and it just builds a lot of trust. And that is absolutely essential if you want to have success with BG, is to have that trust, have every cell in your being resonate with that feeling of trust, because then you will um attract other people who will feel the trust that you have in BG. So, BG community rules basically, long-term profits start from familiarity. Once you become familiar, and it basically takes 2 or 3 days actually just to become familiar, and your sponsor will help you and guide you uh, to do all of those trades and get started. So you won't be alone. You will have somebody to hold your hand and help you through this. So, what are some of the advantages of BG Wealth Sharing? Number one, that's really important, is that there's 99.6% accurate signal. So, this is incredible. How can this even be? That is because we are using the power of AI. And hopefully all of you have, used some AI app or the other and have been amazed at what's available and possible. So here at BG, Professor Stephen Beard and BG Wealth Sharing have access to this incredible AI, um, which actually then gives us these codes. And of course, this is monitored by Professor Beard. BG Wealth Sharing has 3,700 people behind the scenes that are part of BG Wealth Sharing. So that is also very important to know. And DSJ Exchange is compliant and legal. It's a compliant and legal exchange that is registered in Australia and in 30 other countries, including it is registered with the US Securities and Exchange Commission. So the next part that is very inspiring is that there's guaranteed fund safety and profit. So once whatever your initial investment is, whatever's you are trading and building in the DSJ exchange, there's fund protection. And in 2024, the BG Fund Company was established with a capital of 30 million pounds. And this is to ensure the safety of all members' funds. And all details for the BG Fund Company and Professor Stephen Beard's credentials are officially available to us. So again, this is not a short-term project. This is a long-term project. And I know that's sometimes very hard to believe, but since so many of our friends have already been doing this since 2024, they can give you that confidence that this is an excellent project. So let's get to some more details now. I think I already shared these details with you about the referral rewards that you get the minute you invite somebody. One of the things that really struck me is how generous BG is. Those rewards just keep coming. There's something, if you're in the United States and Canada, there's something called the newcomer program or the newcomer training. It's a group on Bonchat that you're added to. And you also get rewards for doing your homework over there. That is pretty cool. And then there are multiple ways to earn income. So, of course, the very first way is just to do the copy paste trading. And even if you don't recruit a single person, but as long as you do copy the code, paste it, and confirm it at those two fixed times, your trade account will keep growing. This was very important for me. In fact, when I joined, I told Gagan, I said, Gagan, I don't plan to recruit anybody. And she said, really? Okay, we'll see. And, she was just very patient with me. And I told her, but those were famous last words, because the minute I joined, and I was just amazed to see behind the scenes. These are not things that you can see when you're on the outside, but the minute you get on the inside and you're part of Bond Chat and you start trading, it is absolutely amazing, and you feel so safe and so comfortable. So with on the very next day, I right away introduced this to close family, to my mother and my husband, and everybody just got in, and that's it. And so with that, of course, I am committed to building a team now, because how can you keep this to yourself? Once you start to see how it's growing. But I love that there's no requirement, right? So that's important for you all to know. There's no requirement, but once your trust and your confidence grows, you will realize that you absolutely must share this with other people. So this is how it works. So besides a copy paste trading, here are additional rewards and growth that you can achieve by building a team. So when you refer 5 people to form directly under you, and then you get to level 1. And what happens at level 1 is, first of all, you get $100 promotion reward. And in addition to that, especially if you're in the US and Canada, you also receive $30 3 times a month. So you receive it on the 9th of the month, and the 19th of the month, and the 29th of the month. So, and if you're in the month of February, as we are right now, and there is no 29th, so then we will get those dividends on March 1st. And for other countries, they also get paid 3 times a month on the 9th, 19th, and the 29th, but it's different. It's according to percentages and their trade account. So you can see it says here bonus ratio 0.50%. So it's dependent on the trade account. So in different countries, the rules are different, but for US, um, everybody gets the flat $30 3 times a month. And then when you have two directs who then become level 1, and you have a total team of 25, you then move to level 2. So I am level 2 now, and as I mentioned, it's not been 2 months as yet. Tomorrow will be 2 months, and so exciting. When I became level 2, I received a $300 promotion reward. And on the 29th, I received $150. On the 19th of the previous month, the 29th, and onwards, I received $150 as a dividend. So these are just extra rewards. And as I mentioned, I'm just amazed at the generosity of BG Wealth Sharing. And then level 3, as you can see, you can take a screenshot of this. Person gets, what is it, 800 promotion reward, and then 3 times a month, a person gets $500. Then level 4, you get $1,200 3 times a month. At level 4, you have a team of 500 people, and 4 of your directs are level 1. At level 5, 5 directs, a total team of 1,000 people. At that point, you get $2,400 3 times a month, and a promotion reward of 5,000. And at level 6, it's a $5,000 reward 3 times a month, a promotion reward of $12,000. And at level 7, you get $10,000 3 times a month, and a promotion reward of $25,000. In addition, currently, in this year, 2026, when somebody achieves level 7, then BG Wealth Sharing also give them the opportunity to buy a luxury car of their choice. So that is in addition to what you're seeing over here. And then from there, recently they added additional levels, and because they saw the growth and they wanted to continue rewarding people for their hard work. And these are the additional levels. Level 8, one gets a monthly dividend of $60,000 and a one-time promotion reward of $100,000. So, my goodness, I'm sure I would love to know in the chat. I don't know if people can write in the chat, but if you can, I would love to know if you have a goal and if you would like to achieve a certain goal this year. Would be wonderful to hear that from you. So, in addition, so here you can see a little bit about dividend volume and how it is calculated. So, as a team manager, when you have 5 people, and when each of those 5 people have another 5 under them, then this is a perfect duplication and replication model. And if these 5 people that came and that joined you all came with a minimum of $500. The maximum can be, whatever they want. And each one of them have 5 people under them. And all of those 5 people came with a minimum of $500. Then you are eligible to receive the third trading signal. And in a few minutes, I'm going to talk to you about the third trading signal, because that just takes things to the next level in terms of your growth. So here's some more additional information, and that is, like I told you, the company is so generous. The rewards just keep coming, and sometimes initially it was just hard for me to keep track of all the rewards I was getting. So if it's your birthday and you are level 1 and above, then you may apply for a birthday allowance, and that is $100 USDT. How cool is that? I don't know too many companies out there that send you $100 on your birthday. So that is very generous. And then there are other things also. For instance, when you help a team member that's direct to you, you help them become level 1, then you can earn a $50 USDT for each member that is direct to you, and that you help to become level 1, then you also earn a $50 reward for that. And when you're level 3 and above, you can get rewarded for team gatherings. So you can have a monthly gathering, and you actually you're eligible for reimbursement for those gatherings. Of course, you must get prior approval from BG management, and you need to kind of give them an idea what you're planning to do, get approvals, submit receipts and supporting documents, and you can be reimbursed. Because this is not just about money. What's really important for Professor Beard and for BG Wealth Sharing, it's a very important part of the long-term sustainability of this project, is to build a strong community. So what I have observed in my last 2 months is that BG Wealth Sharing is doing an excellent job of building a strong community by supporting these monthly gatherings. They want people to meet each other in person, face to face, and build a strong community. And then, of course, I already mentioned the dividend payments. So, are you ready? Are you ready to build a team? I'd love to hear if there's a thumbs up, or are you already part of the team? Would love to hear if you are already part of BG. I'd like to see that, and if you're ready to build a team. So now, folks, I would like to show you something really exciting. And this is the first thing Gagan actually showed me. And this is the compound interest calculator. So, you know what? Uh, okay, yeah, let me do that. I'm going to stop sharing this and go to and share with you all the compound interest calculator, because I was amazed. Had heard about compound interest, but I had never heard about what is possible with compounding. So let's just do that quickly. And if somebody can post this link in the in the chat, that'll be great. Everybody needs to have access to this link. And when Gagan gave me access to this link, I was amazed. I was just so amazed that, and I felt bad that I learned about it now and not decades ago, but better late than never. I'm so grateful that I have access to this. So I want to make sure that you know how to use this calculator correctly. So supposing somebody comes in with a $500 amount and we get a guaranteed 1.3%. Okay, I just want to make sure, am I sharing my screen? I may not be sharing my screen, so I'm just going to make sure that that is happening. Okay, let's see, share. Oops, now you can see. Here we go. Now you can see the screen, right? So here we go. So if we have $500, if a person comes in with $500 and then they get the daily 1.3% interest, and then it's very important to click on no over here and then choose all 7 days, because the trading that we all do, this takes place all 7 days. So then you add um, all 7 days, and then let's put in today's date and click on calculate. All right, I did not include a time, so let's include 12 months over here and then click on calculate. And look at that, just with $500, just doing the copy and trade every single day, that adds up to 55, that becomes $50,000, 772 in 12 months. So this is really amazing. And remember, I was sharing with you all the power of the third trading signal. So when one receives the third trading signal, if instead of 1.3, one gets a daily interest of 1.8%, and now let's hit calculate, and that becomes 336,000. My goodness, how can that be? Did I do everything correctly? Yes, I put in $500, 1.8%, 12 months. I chose all 7 days and starting today, and look at that. So yeah, when Gagan shared this with me, I thought, how could this possibly be? How could this even exist? And honestly, I couldn't sleep for a few nights. Well, it took me a long time to fall asleep after Gagan shared this with me, because I kept playing with that calculator and I kept seeing what was happening. And I wish that they had taught us this in grade school. I wish that when we were in elementary school, we had received this financial literacy, because we would all be in a very different place had we realized that earlier. So now I'm just going to go back to my chat, I mean, to my slides, but I also want to know if anybody has any questions. I don't know if you're able to post questions, but let's see. All right. So I'm just going to meanwhile share a few more slides, and then we will see if somebody has questions. Let's go here. Share. And we go back here. Let's see. Okay, so how do we do the trading? How do we follow trading signals? So step one is just to copy the code from Bond Chat. So I'm in the Pacific time zone. So for me, the code arrives at 10:30 a.m. Pacific and 4:30 p.m. Pacific. And to get the code, one should log in to Bond Chat at 10 a.m. and participate in all the communication that's taking place in Bond Chat, and learn from Professor Stephen Beard. And I really enjoy reading all his messages. And then at 10:30, you receive the code, then you copy the code, and then you need to paste it over here. You click on futures first, then you click on invited me over here where my cursor is. And then in this box, you paste the code and click on confirm. And after you've done that, it's really important to then click on position order. Sometimes, a few times, I never did this, and I learned the hard way that it is absolutely essential to click on position order, because when you do that, then you should see a pending sign over there, and that is how you are then certain that your trade went through. So it's very easy, get the code from BondChat, paste it on your DSJ exchange account, click on confirm, and then check position order. So how do we claim the bonus signals? The bonus signals are different from the copy and paste trades. For the bonus signals, you don't need a code for bonus signals. And there's a little on DSJ exchange, you go again to futures and then again to invited me. And at a specific time, the bonus signal appears on your DSG exchange and it looks like this. So for the copy paste trade, we have 20 minutes to follow the signal. But for the bonus signals, we have a 10-minute window to follow and to get the bonus signal. So you just click on that button and then click on done, okay, and confirm it. And again, when you do the bonus signal, go to position order to make sure that you see this pending sign over there to make sure that your trade went through. And now here's a very important thing that is so different from any other project. Well, I've never been part of any other project. I'm just amazed that uh, that BG Wealth Sharing has 99.6% accuracy with the signals. But in addition, what about the 0.4% chance if the trading signal fails? And so this actually happened just one time in December, and it was wonderful. Can you believe it? I'm actually saying that it was actually wonderful to experience it. And why am I saying it was wonderful to experience it? Because BG has a 5-step recovery process, a 5-phase recovery system that's in place to recover losses and to generate even more profits. So the actual trade, whenever the trade is done, it's not done on all of our investment. For safety, the trades are always just done on 1% of our investment. So whatever's in our trade account, only 1% is pulled out, and that's what the trade is done on. So for instance, if somebody has a $500 trade account, 1%, when you copy, paste, and confirm the code, then only 1% is pulled out of your funds and your profit is 3.25%. So it's basically between 60 to 64% is our profit on each trade. Now, what happens if the signal fails? And I actually got to experience it. If the signal fails with that 0.4% chance, then phase two gets kicked in. And instead of 1% of the funds being pulled for the trade, 3% of your funds are pulled out for the trade, and which in this example would be $15. And then instead, you would get a profit of 9.75. So not only do you make up the loss that happened, but you end up making even more money when this happens. So this is why I mentioned that it was really wonderful to experience the fail the one time it happened in December, because we all ended up receiving even more profits than we usually do. Of course, we don't want that to happen on an ongoing basis. We have 99.6% accuracy, so the chance of that happening is low. But if it happens, just want you to see that it is they've got this win-win-win thing in place for all of us. So with that, I already mentioned the 2 codes or versus the 3 codes, but I'm going to reiterate this because this is why it's really important. Now, it's not essential for people to join DSJ Exchange $500, but it is, if you do, then you are eligible to get this bonus signal. So if you come in with $300, you have a qualified account, it's great, whatever you can do. But say if you come to DSJ Exchange and you start with an initial investment amount or with 500 USDT, and you have 5 new members who also deposited at least 500 USDT, and they have, each of them have 5 people who deposited the same, then you are eligible to get this trading signal. So the third trading signal. So over here, we have the example of just with the 2 trading signals, the initial investment amount was $3,000. So with that 1.3% in 60 days, so this is a projection not for 12 months, but for 60 days, 2 months, that 3,000 in 60 days became $6,511. So now let's look at the power of the third permanent signal. Same $3,000 amount, but instead of 1.3% daily, now we see 1.8% daily. And instead of 6,000 now in 60 days, a person has an $8,749 account. So as you can see that it is definitely worth getting that third permanent signal. And it's really important when you introduce new people to BG, that you let them know about this, because it's a game changer. Because over here, this projection is only for 60 months, but I would love for you to check it out yourself and see what happens if you project that for 12 months with the 1.8. Both with the 1.3 is amazing. And then, of course, if you add the 1.8, then it's quite incredible. So this is important for new people to know that the minimum investment required to start is 500 USDT if the person would like to get that third permanent signal eventually. So I really want to reiterate this because this is my personal goal currently. And then the withdrawal process. So with the withdrawal process, whenever you withdraw money, there's a flat handling fee of 12% that applies to all withdrawals. And this is after you have doubled your money. So the most important thing is to double your money. We have access to our money even before it doubles. So supposing somebody does an early withdrawal and before it doubles, you will incur a $20 early transfer penalty and the 12% DSG exchange withdrawal fee. But then it's good to know that that is possible too. But once your funds have doubled, then it's a 12% flat handling fee, a 12% flat handling fee that applies to all withdrawals. And because we are just making uh, so much money, that 12% fee is just, we are happy to pay that because of the amount of success that we are having in our trade accounts. Now, withdrawals can only be initiated from the exchange wallet, and they require a minimum balance of 35 USDT. If somebody removes all their funds, their account will be considered closed. So they must keep a minimum balance of 35 USDT. And yeah, so I think I've kind of, shared that. And there's a lot of um, security that goes into uh, bonding your DSJ account with your wallet, and there's a whole process to it that information will be available to you in another technical training. But very important just to note is that whatever you transferred into your trade wallet, it must double through trading before it can be withdrawn without penalty. And also wanted to make sure that if you in the future decide to add more funds to your trade wallet, which actually I did because recently they had a very nice top up special. So I did do that too. But here's an important thing to note that when you add more funds into your trade wallet, then that amount also needs to double through trading to avoid the 20% early withdrawal penalty. All right, so that's it, folks. I wanted to end before the hour was up. I hope you enjoyed that introductory presentation. And I don't know if there's access to answer any questions. I'd be happy to do that. Somebody raised their hand. Okay, let's see if I can answer your question. I'd be happy to do that. Okay, so go ahead, Tasi, if you'd like to ask your question or if there's anybody else. Okay, no. Okay, so the chat is turned off. So yeah, nobody can, I guess, ask questions. That's fine. Just reach out to your sponsor and they'll be happy to help you. All right, folks, thank you all so much. And it was great connecting with you. I wish Gagan safe travels and she'll be back with us very soon. Gagan, have a wonderful flight back. Oh, she writes in the chat that she is at Singapore airport right now. Oh, fantastic. Okay, well, thank you for joining us and safe travels to you and a wonderful month of February to everybody who joined today. A huge welcome to all the new people that are planning to join us. You're really welcome, and you will be amazed once you join. You know, the all the hesitation and all the doubts and all of that is on the other side of Bond Chat. Once you come in and once you join Bond Chat and you see the community and you see what's happening around the world, you will be blown away as I was. So I am so grateful that Gagan said yes to BG. Because of her, I joined BG and because I completely trusted her. So thank you all for joining us tonight. Good night and see you again.